I have 4,000 Funko Pops, and you watching at home are always asking me, what are my most expensive? So today, we're gonna be counting down my top 10 most expensive Pops, and when we get to the top 3, we're gonna be checking out the podium of my most expensive characters. This is really gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy, so sit back, relax, and let's start with number 10, which is actually, funny enough, right next to me, down here. This is the 18-inch prototype Boba Fett. I have the box for it still. It's just a little large, so it'd be hard to put on camera. I actually got this one not too long ago, and it's valued at about $710. If you're wondering where I'm getting my prices, it's a mix of both Pop Price Guide, the website, as well as eBay's most recent sales, so it's a good general idea. Oh, also, another reason why this one is so expensive as well is because it's limited to 300 pieces. There's only 300 in the world, which really is crazy. I just happened to accidentally get one when I ordered a regular Boba Fett off of Funko.com, and of course I was trying for the chase, but I didn't expect to get it, you know? And so it really is cool to have this in the collection, and this is only number 10. Now let's get into number 9, which is another kind of weird one, because it's not a single figure, it's actually a 3-pack, and take a look at this. It is the Mana and Snouts from the Muppets. This set of figures right here is an amazing one, because when I was younger, I used to watch the Muppets all the time. I had a DVD and we watched it in the little player in the car. And so over time, I have slowly been collecting more and more Muppets. And when I hit 2 million subscribers, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be spending $2,000 on Funko Pops. And I just so happened to stumble across a giant collection of Muppets figures. And this was one that I had been looking at for years. There was a comic book store near me that had it like on their Google page, like where you could see a bunch of photos of them. It was on their shelf, and when I had gone originally, when I started collecting, they did not have it anymore. They said it had sold out a few months ago, so I really have been looking for this since I started collecting. And I was lucky enough last year to actually get one of these for my collection, and it is amazing to have them in person because all 3 of them are metallic, and you normally, if you get a regular box, would only get 1 snout, so it's cool to have 2 of them just like it would be in the actual music video. Oh, and where are my manners? I haven't told you how much this goes for. It is roughly $790, so just a little bit more than the prototype Boba Fett, but still, they're both up there. Now, coming in at number 8, we have the newest figure added to this list. It's also the reason that we're doing this video. It kind of inspired it. And well, the one that I'm talking about is, check it out here, the Pop Digital Frontman from Squid Game. This figure at the moment is sitting around $800, and I don't exactly know if this one's gonna stay on the list or if it's just the hype from the new season being out, but either way, it is still a really hard one to get. The only thing I'm wondering is how much this one is gonna keep climbing, because I'm seeing sales now going for like $900 to $1,000. And if you're wondering why this one is so expensive, it's actually because it was part of the digital line, so you had to buy some of their NFT packs to get it. It's a bit of a process, but I do really enjoy doing it. And when you take a look here, it says there's only 999 of this one in the world. But there's something a little bit different when it comes to the digital ones, because if they don't sell out of their packs, it means not everybody gets to take one of these home. Or maybe a better way to say it is that not all of these will make it to somebody's house. And so because these sold like 8 or 9 months ago now, way before season 2 had even started, or even people were thinking about season 2, they didn't sell out. They didn't sell out, and then on top of that, not everybody claimed the figure when they were available to ship. So there was only actually 450 of this one in the world, not 999. And if you're wondering what I mean by claim it, if you have the card, you actually have to go on the website to say, yes, I would like this shipped to me. And so there are a bunch of this character that never got created, so it is way rarer than the actual sticker says on the front of the box. And now with season 2 being out, everybody wants him. And of course, they made one for season 2. It's just, in my opinion, not as good. I love him with the mask and hood on. Now, you know what? Let's just jump right into number 7, because this here is Han Solo as a stormtrooper. And the cool thing is about it, it was exclusive to Emerald City Comic-Con, which is actually a convention that happens just by Funko over in Washington. Seattle, Washington to be exact. And if you guys want to take a look on the back, there was 2 in the set. We have Han Solo that we're taking a look right now, but also Luke Skywalker, and both of them, there was 1,000 pieces only. Pretty crazy that they were able to make so few of this one, but I think the reason they did it is because it literally is just a body swap of the Stormtrooper and the Han Solo that released at the same time. The only way you can really tell that this is the exclusive is because of the box and the way that it looks here. It's a blue box, which is all of the original ones, and this is how they looked, but then you can see it's got that Stormtrooper body with the Han Solo head. So definitely crazy to have a nice box box for this figure, of course, because that is one of the main parts of the character. And if you're wondering how much this one goes for, it is $900. How crazy! Alrighty, everybody, we are now at number 6, and this one is where we crack the $1,000 mark. And I think out of all of the ones that we're going to talk about today, it's probably the most unique. And I think you'll see why in a second, because it is actually inside of a lunchbox. If you want to take a look at this thing, it is crazy how they did this. It's also the first time they've ever done a lunchbox, and the last time. There was one a few years ago. It was a WWE figure. I believe it was Mankind, and you could get the sock along with him. That one's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not like displayable inside of the lunchbox. It's kind of just like what they put it inside to kind of hold the figure. And now, taking a look on the back, I love that they have them both inside of Bikini Bottom. And what's really crazy about this one, and I think one of the reasons why it got so expensive, not just the fact that it's limited to 1,000 pieces, but it's the fact that it was the only way that you could get plankton for years. I don't think it was till, actually, I've got the figure right here. Let me see if I can grab it for you, because this is the second time that you could get plankton. Literally with this one here that released in 2019, so years later. It is the Fun SpongeBob, and if you look in the middle, there he is, sitting in the middle of the U. It really did take a while, and I guess that's the only way you can get like a regular one is in that Fun SpongeBob, because with this one here, he's actually dressed up like Shredder. And of course, SpongeBob is green, and he looks exactly like Leonardo. So overall, I just think that this is such a crazy collaboration, and they're both like Nickelodeon properties, so it makes sense, but still, I love the lunchbox, I love how weird it is, and oh, I didn't tell you the price! It's funny, that's the whole point of this video, and I keep forgetting to tell you, but this one here goes for roughly $1,180. If you have it inside of the original bag that it came in, because there was almost like a protective, kind of like clear thing that went on the outside of it, which I actually took mine out of, so I could do reviews like this, and we can actually, like, look, open it up together, because, I mean, keeping it in the bag, it would have been boring. Anyways, the point is, if you have it in that bag, it is a little bit more coveted. People go for it a little bit more, but, I mean, come on, I couldn't keep it in it. That's why mine goes for just about $1,200. Now, do you remember how earlier we talked about the Han Solo Stormtrooper? Well, just a little bit later on, we have, yeah, that's right, Luke Skywalker. You know what, for this one, I'll tell you right away, it goes for $1,240, roughly, like around there. And anyways, this one is so cool, and when I bought the two of them, I actually got them as a set because I felt like, you know, if I was gonna get one, I had to get the other. Especially because there is only two on the box. Like, you can't just have the Han Solo. Somebody would be like, well, where's Luke? If you ever saw them on my shelf, you know? So yeah, I had to wait till I could find both of them. And again, if you take a look here, the real difference is the fact that the box has the two, like, head and body together, because if it didn't have that, I feel like it wouldn't have been worth it. Because like I said, it literally is just a body swap from the original Stormtrooper and that Luke. And now I believe that if you were to buy both of these together, it's a bit pricier, because of course they're like, well, I've got the whole set complete, they've been around for years, they look nice, you're not gonna find this very often. And so when I bought them, I believe I actually bought them, like, it was at auction, but it was separate. So like, I bid on one, then I bid on the other, or was it both of them together? I can't remember, but either way, I'm glad I have both here, and they're in pretty much pristine condition. Like, taking a look at them, I don't see anything wrong with them, and what's really cool too is that they released in 2011. If you take a look at the bottom here, the first number after the 3 letters, that tells you what year it came out. So pretty crazy that they've been over, what's that, 14 years old now, and they still look this nice, like they could have been on the shelf today. Now, we've got another kind of pair for these next two, but let's just start with number 4, and that is going to be the Earth Roamer Bigfoot. There's a bit of a story that goes along with this one, and I would love to chat with Brian Mariotti, who was the CEO at the time, to see why he really wanted to create this. Because I know he has an Earth Roamer, and if you don't know what those are, it's like a really expensive, souped-up trailer, or I guess it's more of like an RV is probably a better way to put it, that you could drive around the country. From what I can tell, he just seemed to be so excited about it when he got it in, he wanted to give them a gift, which was this Funko Pop. They were given out to employees at the company, and the reason that I have one is because, well, I emailed and they said they'd send some over. And when I say some, I mean this one and the next one that we're going to talk talk about. There is no extras that I have, but this was just so cool. So I guess thank you to Brian Mariotti for buying an Earth Roamer so that way they could send one over to me because I emailed. So Earth Roamer, thank you. Oh, and something that's really cool about these figures too is that they're holding a sign in their hand. And what you're supposed to do is write like wherever you are at the time and take a picture with it. Now, I haven't gone camping in a little while, so I haven't been able to do that yet. I also don't have an Earth Roamer, but maybe next time I do, I'll bring him with me and I'll like Photoshop on something so I don't get a marker on this guy. And now, if you're wondering what this one goes for, it is $1,390 roughly. There isn't very many sales of this one, so I had to go and figure this out for myself, and from all the recent stuff, that's what I got. Alrighty, now everybody, it is time for the top 3. I have my Funko Podium ready to go, so let's get into it. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't know how well they're gonna fit in the box, but we'll figure it out. And anyways, let's get into number 3, which is of course going to be the Earth Roamer Yeti version of the Bigfoot. We've already talked about the story with this one, of course, with the last one that we just mentioned, but for this here, the only difference is the color change, and the main thing is that of course it is white and blue. This one's only $10 more too, coming in at $1,400, so still really crazy, and the two of them together is such an amazing set. And so, with that being said, let's put him on the podium. I mean, he kind of fits. We'll keep him there for now. Let me scoot over so we can continue here, and let's get on to the second most expensive Funko Pop in my collection, which really is a crazy one, and it's again a pretty recent addition. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but it was within a year for sure, and the one that I'm talking about is, take a look at this. So it's a little bit different from anything else that we've talked about. It's actually a resin figure. Normally when Funko makes a figure, they're made out of vinyl or some sort of plastic. Depending on what the piece is, it's sometimes different. But with this one here, they actually gave these out. They weren't normally in boxes. And the reason that this one has a box is because when I bought it, I believe it was on auction on Whatnot. I bought it at one point. This one here actually just came with a box. I'm guessing it's a different Freddy that they put it into, and I really do like that it has that. It makes it way more official. What's really cool about it too is that it's 00 on the front, so it's definitely one of the rarer boxes. The original Freddy Funko that came out had that, and so it's cool because the box is also super old, probably released around the same time the figure did. And so anyways, just overall, I think it is such a cool figure, and I love when they do clear stuff like this, and also because it is a lot older, it's really neat to see what Funko was able to create. I also love the sign in his hand. Now it's got the pop in red. It really is neat, and so that's why it's coming in at number 2. Hold on, I gotta tell you the price as well. $1,490. Oh, and there is another clear one that I'm on the hunt for. It's not like this one here where it's got like glitter on the inside. It's kind of more like a regular figure, but the whole thing is clear. It's black and yellow, and I would love to add it eventually. It's just for now, I don't have it. But now, everybody, it is time to talk about the most expensive Funko Pop in my collection. Are you ready for this? Because it is a big one. We have the 9-inch metallic Buzz, limited to 360. This thing is crazy, and I love how massive it is, and there's actually a really great story to go along with it too. If you don't know, years ago, my grandpa said that I could pick out a Funko Pop on a website. He was like, I don't know which ones you have, so just go for one. And so I was doing some digging around, and I found the Gemini Collectibles, which is actually a website that just recently closed down, so it really is crazy that I was able to get this one from there. It's just so cool. Not that they're closing down, but of course because I was able to get some amazing pieces for my collection from there. And anyways, the point is, I got this one, or sorry, I told my grandpa to pick this one up for me for Christmas, and he paid $50. So to have this be my #1 most expensive, it really is so cool, and I would never get rid of this thing just because of how special it is to me. And so, if you're wondering how much this figure goes for, it used to be a little bit more, it's gone down a little bit, but it's still a crazy, crazy piece. It goes for $2,330. How amazing is that? That there was only a $50 bill got us this. I mean, come on, it really is crazy. And now, of course, everybody, well, we've got to put it on the podium here. It's more of a symbolic podium, I guess, but, well, there we go, everybody. That is my top 3 most expensive Funko Pops. I mean, come on, let me know, which one was your favorite? And not just out of the top 3, I want to know out of all 10 of the ones that we talked about today, which one do you enjoy the most? Because there really is some crazy stuff here, and I would love to hear it. And well, everybody, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm also wondering if I'm going to be getting another most expensive figure in 2025, and if so, what's that going to be? Could be an old figure that I've been wanting for a long time, like that clear Freddy, or something that happens to be at Comic-Con this year that we've never even heard of yet. Either way, I cannot wait to see what I'm going to be picking up this year, or maybe what opportunity comes along the way. And anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow.